the meta of the game slightly changing. We'll have to wait and see, but still, this is no pushover. We're talking about Chewy. It's Fnatic, and you can never count them out. And when you're on the terrorist side of Mirage, it's so much easier for you when you win. You pissed around and capitalize on the next 2 rounds and build up a 3-0 lead. That's almost half your job already complete.
I personally feel here like if NiP are going to win this series, they need to win this map. I don't see them winning on both Inferno and Train, which of course will be the final 2 maps respectively if we do need to go there. But here we go into map number 3 we go. We are technically now in an all-even best of 3 situation, you know, if you discard those first 2 maps. And let's see how it goes.
Forest, last line of defense here over towards the B-bomb site, but yeah, pronax is just going to pop his head off. Get Right has rotated in. flusha in mid-air will get the jumping headshot as allu looks to pounce back and get revenge from the deaths of his teammates, but KRIMZ will not allow that to occur. Double from pronax, double from KRIMZ. Fantastic pistol round from Fnatic, and they've taken a big gamble here, Chewy, going for the AKs.
Yeah, but let's see what they can do with them. I don't blame them in some respects as well. NiP choosing to force up with 4 players, holding armor now and upgrading those pistols as well. So the smoke grenade will come in just to cover off short as olofmeister pushes his way up. The grenade to try and bait out any players there in that left side of mid. But Forest has actually been able to pick up the first kill of the round here over towards B-Apps, and allu picks up the second. Advantage, the less favoured side of Ninjas in Pyjamas with these pistols.
flusha leading the charge straight out of A ramp, but Friberg, we know how good he is with the Desert Eagle. Takes off the face of KRIMZ, knows that pronax is hiding in that Get Right spot. Just about spots flusha beneath him, and is he going to go for the knife? Oh, they're still on top of each other, but flusha gets the kill, and surely he's not going to clutch as a result of this. And Forest just about salvages it and picks up an AK-47. That was far too close for comfort, but credit where it's due to Ninjas in Pyjamas, and Fnatic need to reassess what happened in that last round.
flusha picked up 4 kills and they still were not able to finish off the round there. So well played by NiP. And you said that was a big gamble there for Fnatic, and they were punished for it. They went for a lot of AK-47s there, not too many SMGs. And although they did deal good damage to Ninjas in Pyjamas, it wasn't enough. The pistols reigned supreme in round number 2 here. And that's not the first eco round that we've seen actually go in favor of NiP in this series. Let's not forget that massive 15-13 round on Dust 2.
Wow, fantastic spray control from Xizt up against the unarmored opponents. And Ninjas in Pyjamas starting to build a bit of bank. Forest with 4 kills, and this is really Chewy what we want to see. We want to see Forest start to step it up. And Mirage is one of those maps that really does suit a double AWP setup. Sometimes you send one of the AWPers towards window room. Sometimes you put an AWPer towards CT spawn, watching a ramp. Sometimes you put him at the back of the B-bomb site instead. We know NiP are one of those teams that love to utilize a double AWP setup. It'll be interesting to see if they do manage to win the next few rounds and build up a bit of an economy, whether they opt to go for that approach.
Well, we played 17 rounds on Cobblestone. We've only played 3 here on Mirage, and NiP have already picked up more rounds than they did in that earlier map. Full eco here for Fnatic, not buying anything whatsoever by the looks of things. Full Glocks, just saving up for round number 5 when they'll get those all-important rifles in hand.
It goes down from allu as Forest chops the head off of JW, and he will also spray down pronax. Get Right knows exactly where the final Fnatic man in KRIMZ is hiding, and his Finnish counterpart will hunt him down. No surprise there, Chewy. Nice to see no deaths for Ninjas in Pyjamas as well.
Yeah.
And Fnatic are, again, going to pull out the AK-47s. Let's hope it goes right for them on this occasion.
Olofmeister and JW still to get on the scorecard here. Let's see what damage they can do, as this could potentially be a set smoke push here from Fnatic. They look like they're lining themselves up potentially for that. We've got 3 players over towards A ramp and 2 over towards Palace. But look at how mid-heavy Ninjas in Pyjamas have been with their control here. We've got 1 player in, I believe that's actually Forest, who's pushed right up short there. And they know what's coming now, though. Xizt is going to have to back off. Friberg in a close angle will get his head taken off there by KRIMZ, and they've got the entry frag over towards A.
Yeah, Xizt is going to continue to fight on. Forest pushed the mid, got the information, but by the time NiP could react, it was too late. Or was it? Get Right rotates in from jungle, and he sprays down olofmeister with the Pro 90 as allu looks to chime in from CT spawn, and I don't think Fnatic realise he's coming. There's one person at firebox that allu needs to dispose of. They're literally centimetres from each other. KRIMZ is going to have his head chopped off by allu, and now they're all going to go in search of JW. The defuse begins, the smoke goes down, and surely GetRight won't let this one slip. He will not. JW's handed over the round, but he's going to at least try and make up for it by getting an exit frag or two. But very, very solid retake for NiP, especially considering they were a man down at one point.
Yeah, exactly, and it was really risky again. You know, GetRight was spraying and praying through smoke with that P90 in hand.
I was surprised the Fnatic player actually decided to go aggressive towards Connector and Jungle and rush through that smoke in the first place to give GetRight such an easy kill.
But allu pushing aggressively through the smoke himself actually there and managed to get onto that bomb site pretty quickly in the 3 versus 3 situation. Fnatic will be able to rebuy here. olofmeister dispatches a Forest very quickly indeed. And that's the first kill of the round.
Well, talked about the first kill. I'll tell you about the second and third, thanks to KRIMZ and JW. allu, last man standing. He's going to spray down 2, and the bomb has been lost on the bomb site. Can he get another one? That is the question, and he can, and allu could be on the verge of something wonderful here. Knows that pronax is on short, but he's yet to find flusha, and I think he realizes that flusha's most likely going to be coming from behind him. The question is, does allu realize he has the bomb at his disposal? Nade going out to pronax, and pronax is going to be shouting down TeamSpeak to flusha, help me out, save me, and he just about does. But allu definitely went down in style there.
Yeah, he really did indeed. He's got the AWP in hand now. Let's see if Fnatic decide to purchase one. They don't actually have the money, I don't believe. Well, JW could drop one and pick one up, and there we go. Exactly. As soon as I call it, that's exactly what he does. So 2 AWPs on the field here. Let's see where they both head off.
Here we go. Is it going to be the battle of AWPers at mid? JW versus allu. Not just yet, it's actually allu up against pronax's AK-47. But look at this position from Forest. Has he hurt olofmeister? He did, but he could not turn around in time, and the entry has been found onto such a crucial player for NiP in Forest.
4 versus 2. Forest, that first casualty of the round. And they've only got that one player in GetRight over towards that B bomb site. So if Fnatic can somehow get a read on that, they should head over towards there. But it's still very, very quiet now. Both teams just trying to bite out that information.
Yep, JW, I think he's seen a glimpse of someone towards that jungle window room area. There's had a bit of damage dealt onto himself as well. But here we go. Friberg with his M4A4. I spoke about one of these NiP players utilizing an AWP at long distance from CT spawn to watch A ramp, and that's exactly the game that allu was playing. And now olofmeister left all alone. That flash should roughly give his position away, but he's going to creep into window room, and GetRight is going to peek. So now it's suddenly a 2 versus 1, and Olof has to go for this with 20 seconds to go.
I don't think he knows where these final 2 players are, though, and Xizt still on that triple already. He's fired shots, so now his position has been caught out here, but I'm liking the positioning from NiP here. They're not going to peek too aggressively. It looks like they will find out that final player. allu hiding, and that will be his double there. So 5-2 the scoreline. Nice round from NiP, and look at the Fnatic money here, Karnite. It's really not in a pretty situation, so they should be eco, which should, you know, according to the script, mean a 6-2 scoreline in favour of NiP, but we've already seen eco round 1 on this map. It wouldn't surprise me if we could see another one. That being said, Fnatic have not really forced up here. They're just saving up for round number 9.
Yeah, for sure, and NiP need to make sure they don't fall into the same mistakes that Fnatic did in round number 2 after winning the pistol. They should be looking to keep their distance, not allow Fnatic to overpower them with any of these pistols brought up on some of the Glocks, not allow them to get up close and personal. Make sure that any firefights they have are exactly as Xizt just prescribed, at a long distance between the players. Forest has gone aggressive, but he's just going to easily mow the Fnatic players down. They're unarmored, and they're in trouble, and they will lose that round. And truth be told, we weren't really expecting Fnatic to do much there.
But look at this decision now here. Again, the Fnatic economy isn't exactly pretty. They've been able to buy up a couple of rifles here, but overall it's not great. A couple of players around that $3,000 mark or so, maybe $3,500. So you can see flusha and pronax having to resort to just upgrading the pistols. JW is actually on a UMP here, which is really not pretty considering we're only into round number 9 in this game. So let's see if NiP can capitalize on that. We saw them on Dust 2 on their CT side really start to, on the T side, control the economy of Fnatic. Let's see if they can do that on Mirage here.
Well, Forest, we said he needed to step up. That's one frag, but is it going to be enough? Get-Right finds himself completely surrounded, and it's actually JW's UMP that's going to headshot him. And now allu, Xizt, and Friberg with a massive task on their hands. Smokes have gone down with pinpoint perfection for Fnatic, and this retake is going to be incredibly difficult. Yeah,
this is not going to be pretty, and they know that Fnatic have got plenty of time to get into those after plant positions here. JW getting very slightly tagged with the P250. Friberg is going to be pushing through and doesn't quite check the right angle, as flusha will be the one who wins that gunfight. Flashed down goes Xizt by the looks of things. allu has somehow managed to keep himself alive here, but on 9 points of health, he's not got much time to try and clutch this one out. He's got to push through now, and this is an interesting choice. I would have backed away and tried to save it. He went for some form of crazy ninja, not enough time on the clock, and Fnatic pick up the round, so 6-3.
Yep, fortunately though, NiP can still afford to buy up. allu more than enough money to re-go for that AWP. Meanwhile, Fnatic, safe to say that they've got a little bit more firepower than last time round with a Galil in the mix. KRIMZ picked up an M4A4 off one of the dead NiP players in the last round. So here we go. allu might have a massive job on his hands as the Fnatic players soar and march into the mid area. Can't deal any damage. It was in fact his nade that I think put KRIMZ down onto 72 points of health. But at the moment, Fnatic just trying to test out the map, try and figure out exactly how their opponents are playing. JW is being put in Palace, and the mass majority of these Fnatic players have fallen back towards outside of A. So KRIMZ seems to be joining JW in Palace, and we'll probably just see a good old-fashioned set piece straight onto the A bomb site.
And once again, you can see that NiP, after it was allu who got smoked out from mid-window there. With, you know, it was difficult for him to move, so he had to go into a different situation, a different position even. But 4-on-4 entry frag coming in from olofmeister to respond on Friberg. Xizt will lose that gunfight though right when he didn't need to, and olofmeister and pronax are lighting up the A-bomb site here as they secure that one-man advantage. Responded by Forest. Get-Right with the second one. Get-Right sprays. He gets 2 in a row. Will he get the third? Yes, he will. Hello, Get-Right. The triple from the rotating man from that B bomb site. And a lovely retake there. Fnatic caught with their pants down and duly punished.
Well, no one was watching CT spawn. Fnatic put the smoke down. It's almost like they assumed the smoke being put down in front of CT spawn would mean that no CTs would rotate from there, but Get-Right thought otherwise and got 3 huge frags to leave Ninjas in Pajamas at 7 rounds. allu, the player who's stepped it up this time round. Every single map we've had some, well, no one really stepped it up for NiP on Cobblestone, but last time round it was Forest. This time round it's allu. It's nice to see a great team effort coming out from the Ninjas. This time allu didn't have much fortune towards the window room early on, so this time round, or this round, he decided to peek from connector, but still he's really failed to get an entry frag, but Forest has gone undetected underground. Oh, he could not finish it off with getting that 3rd frag. Meanwhile, on the B bomb site, Get-Right's doing what he does best, and allu will chime in with a kill of his own as well. And NiP starting to assert their dominance on Fnatic. They can still afford to mount up a buy, but time is ticking for them.
And we've not really seen that AWP come out too much here from JW. Again, as we said, you know, he looked good on Dust 2, didn't use it at all. They haven't really found themselves in the financial situation to be able to buy it up and utilize it. Exactly, and I wonder how much that could be contributing to this. But anyway, it looks like JW can still enter things off with an AK-47 as he gets the first frag of the round. allu's going to get caught out, the top fragger down. Xizt misses another spray. That's not the first time we've seen him do that on that A-bomb site so far today. And a 2-man advantage for Fnatic. They're still actually just moving that bomb onto the A-bomb site now, so very, very slow indeed. Get-Right is going to be caught out. I don't think he knows that olofmeister is down here. He certainly doesn't, and olofmeister with a cheeky little angle could catch the head of Get-Right, and as soon as I say that, he does.
Yep, leaving Forest, last man standing, and he gets done through the wall from olofmeister. And Fnatic, they've got that all-important 4th round now, but really, by Fnatic's normal standards on a map like Mirage, Chewy, they're not going to be happy with this. They'll want 5, they'll want 6.
but at least it's a way more competitive game than we saw on Cobblers. And as I said right at the start of the game, I have to say, if NiP are going to take this series, which in all honesty I have to say, it could be unlikely, they've got to win this map in my opinion. So still a lot of work to do. But Xizt will take down pronax there. Will he reward himself, actually? Forest pushing up towards mid there, and we'll find that player. I think that was JW at the top of mid. It could have been, who's tagged down to now 68 HP. But Ninjas in Pyjamas, their economy obviously not in great stead, down to just pistols.
Yeah, they've opted to stack the larger A bomb site as a result of them being only on pistols. And if they can maybe get a kill, pick up an AK-47. If the rest of the guys with pistols fall down, then they can maybe save it and take it into the next round. They only know that Xizt is at least playing over from the connector area. They're not 100% aware of the fact that there's 2 more players over on A. It's nice to see that Forest has rotated over to B, but he's got to be careful that if Fnatic do come heading his way, he's got to be careful not to die, because realistically, in this current given scenario, every little helps. And if he can stay alive and act as a decoy, then it could work out very well for them.
flusha almost getting caught out, but he'll turn on to Xizt there, and the Deagle somehow doesn't deal the deadly damage. As once again Fnatic look to get good mid control, which they have done. That's ticked off the checklist, and we'll move on to the A bomb site. Allu gets a nice little Deagle shot there, but it won't be enough. Fnatic now with the bomb plant. I mean, fair play to Ninjas in Pyjamas. They've actually done significant damage here, and once again Xizt was actually quite unlucky not to be able to pick up that kill onto flusha, who's now left on 16 points of health. But it was unlikely for NiP to take this round. They won't be able to take this round, and that's an 8-5 score between the two even.
Yeah, and just to clarify, when I was talking about Forest at the back of the B bomb site, what I meant was if he'd managed to stay alive, it would have given the rest of his teammates time to rotate. Yeah. That's what I meant by him being a decoy. But this is it. P90 coming out for Get Right. Friberg with the FAMAS. Allu with his AWP. He's sat on 16 frags. Let's see whether he can at least get a 20 bomb. KRIMZ marching straight towards him. But is he going to peek? That is the question. No smoke going down towards window room just yet. And Allu, normally he feeds on chances like that, but he just about misses pronax. Very unlike him. The nade will add insult to injury as well.
Look at Get Right. Look at Get Right. He pushed through mid-window, went underground to tunnel, and is now in B apartments. Lots of information found, but it doesn't matter when the entry fragging is coming in over towards A. 2 frags in the favor of the CTs, though, as they look to clean up on this A-bomb site, and now Get Right chimes in. The Lurker with the P90 will deal the final blow in round number 14, as NiP pick up round number 9 here. And Fnatic's money, they're going to be able to drop for fellow players here, so they can all get a relatively decent buy-in overall. But, I mean, this could be, again, this could be an important round here. The difference between 9-6 and 10-5 could be quite potentially crucial on this map.
Yeah, this is interesting. Forest has gone underground already, and I don't know whether Fnatic have realized. He hasn't made any noise, so he could be able to drop JW, but JW's actually going to be waiting for him. Yeah. And Forest, just about does walk into the spray pattern of JW. His advantage to Fnatic. Allu getting a frag with that M4A4 as Fnatic, KRIMZ at least, looks to try and open up this A bomb site. Bomb has still been left in T-spawn to make sure nobody loses it. But it is 3 versus 2. Bomb will get picked up, and Fnatic look to be heading towards the B bomb site and taking the bomb towards there too. Look
at pronax. He could backstab Get Right here. They're very close to each other, but they've actually backed off, and they've got so much information about what's going on over towards B. Get Right pushed aggressively up through short, and now they have full control of it. So you can see Allu here on the rotate from CT spawn over from that A bomb side originally now, and Fnatic are taking it carefully, not pushing through, just waiting to see if any NiP players could push through aggressively. Get Right is now going to be found out as he misses a couple of shots there. Flashbang goes down. It flashes himself, actually. Meanwhile, Allu falls, and it will be a 9-6 half unless Get Right can somehow clutch this. He has got a kit, and these last 2 players are low.
pronax on 20 HP. JW on 11, but Get Right just could not do it there in the end. 9-6, so not too shabby from the Ninjas. Can't help but feel that if they can win their T-pistol and turn that 9-6 into a 12-6 and then win the first gun round, then they could very well end up actually winning this map. But can't emphasize how big this pistol round is going to be, honestly.
Yeah, they can't allow what we saw on Dust 2 on that second half with the 1 versus 3 clutch
and
from
let
Fnatic.
Something slip like
yeah,
that.
They cannot allow that to happen again. And again, I mean, I don't want to keep going on about the previous maps too much, but everything in some respects was stacked against NiP in certain situations after losing that 1-on-3, then being 2 rounds down and somehow pulling it back. So that shows us, even though they got absolutely wrecked, to put it lightly, on cobblestone, that they have got resilience here. So even if Fnatic do even this out and we do head to a 9-9 scoreline, you never quite know. This could still go any direction here. And I'm really interested to see how NiP are going to play this T side now. Are they going to be that fluid, for lack of a better phrase, YOLO style, or how set will they be?
Well, bomb is being sent towards outside the A bomb site. Allu heading towards Palace. In fact, with the bomber just behind him. So we could maybe try and see NiP go underground and try and either boost into window room or jump straight in towards connector. I'll tell you what, it'd be brilliant if they can get this frag onto JW. Get right, he's trying to get the jumping Glock, and he will in the end. The burst fire comes in. Meanwhile, Forest is popping heads left, right, and center onto Olof as well. And it's 5 versus 2. NiP, surely they won't let this one slip, and they will hunt flush it down, and they'll Zeus him as well. 10-6 to NiP.
Shoots a couple of bodies as well, just for good measure. And again, that's been something which a lot of casters have actually been talking about recently, and I'm sure we can mention it quickly.
They made it
here.
cheaper, didn't they?
Yeah, they made it. It's $100 now, the Zeus. So do you like that?
Why not?
I think it's great.
Yeah, $100. I'm not really surprised to see players starting to utilize it. Anyways, Allu with the Mac Daddy in Palace. Meanwhile, he's got 2 players just towards A ramp and 2 players easy peasy just sneaking up mid, so they should be able to get control of connector, and if they're careful towards short, they should be able to wrap around the A bomb site. But Olof wanted revenge with a Zeus kill of his own. Get right thinks otherwise. Allu will come in and spray and pray towards JW.
This isn't over yet, though, as KRIMZ responds. We're now into a 3-on-3. The game is up, but Forest lands a headshot onto KRIMZ there, and now into this 3 versus 2. flusha is very close indeed, and I think NiP really need to be careful about the plant position. That's exactly what they're doing. Forest has found the information there, and flusha, now the last one left alive. It's not going to work. And that was still actually relatively close. Really nice hat trick there from Get Right to secure the round. But again, this is what we see from NiP. They can really look a bit shaky at times on these anti-ecos, and Fnatic pulled off some really crucial kills there. If they'd have been able to pick up maybe 1 or 2 rifles, that round really easily could have been theirs.
Yeah, for sure, especially when you consider the AK, you know, being a one-shot headshot. It doesn't really matter whether you've got armor or not, just land a headshot and then boom, your opponent's down. But Fnatic, they want to buy up come this next round, so none of them have even bothered buying up armor. They're only really on pistols. pronax has gone for the cheeky Zeus. A bit of banter going on between these 2 Swedish sides. And JW with his HLTV confirmed USPS.
I like that one.
Just waiting to see if he can get any exit frags.
Most certainly so. Bomb down over towards A, and that's going to be 12-6 scoreline here. And that will be a double advantage for NiP. And kind of, again, this is the kind of thing that...
Shots fired.
I'm not going to say anything. But NiP now find themselves 4 rounds away from confirming this map and putting themselves on what we would technically call map point, or match point even, because then we'll go, you know, to the decider for them potentially if they can take that 3rd and final map on Inferno, which is the 4th map in the series, or Train, which is the 5th map. But still a long way to go. We know what Fnatic can do. They are the masters of comebacks when put in a little tricky spot. So game is certainly not over yet, ladies and gents.
flusha. That nade is, oh my god, surely going to blow a few ninjas to smithereens, but no, he actually finished off Friberg with his M4A4, and in the blink of an eye, Xizt and Get Right find themselves the last few ninjas left standing. If there's anyone who can turn this around, it is of course going to be Get Right, playing so patiently, but KRIMZ reacted in time. I think Xizt was just about on his way of making his way back towards Get Right, back towards the A bomb site, so that they'd try and plant the bomb together, because even if they'd lost the round, if they'd gone the bomb plant, they'd of course get that small financial boost. But I don't think it's meant to be in a 4 versus 1.
And this is the scary thing now for NiP, really, because of course Fnatic have got those all-important rifles in hand here. NiP, you know, not convincingly, it was a standard good CT side from them, 9-6 is a kind of standard score really on Mirage. Then they converted the following 2 rounds after winning the second pistol round here, so that's what landed themselves on that large 12-6 scoreline. But now Fnatic have got these rifles in hand. That could very, very easily change indeed. And if Fnatic can control the economy of NiP and wear it down, and especially if they win this round where we see NiP invest so heavily, this could really quickly come back in their favour.
Sure, 2 players heading straight towards B, and oh wow, JW's been put down to 19 HP already. Allu was waiting for KRIMZ to peek, but it's actually going to be the M4A1S that gets the better of Allu and his AWP. And it's overhand too. Fnatic as GetRight puts that smoke down towards Connector. I think they're aware that JW might very well still be lurking around the window area. KRIMZ is going to make it a double before finally getting shut down by none other than GetRight himself. But this could still, you feel, Chewy, go either way. Yeah, it really could. Friberg's got to be careful, though, because he's knocked down to 16 points of health, as we can see. And just look at how split up these CT players are now. They've only got that 1 player in Palace, which I believe is olofmeister. This could be big. Yeah, it could. Friberg has crept towards a B bomb site. It seems like Fnatic have over-rotated simply as a result of GetRight. But Xizt, he's taken his time, and the problem is Fnatic have pushed Palace. They've realised no one's there, and I think give it a few minutes and they'll push A ramp as well. Friberg has to get this frag onto pronax, and he does, but Xizt, as he tries to plant, flusha actually chimes in from short, and now Friberg to try not go big, but go absolutely huge. 20 seconds and counting, only 16 HP, but Olof comes in from the kitchen and cooks up a frag for himself. And NiP now, look at how the tables have turned. Exactly what you wanted to happen has happened, and they're now the ones on pistols. I wonder if Fnatic were actually as surprised as we were that NiP were taking it slowly moving on to that bomb site. We saw Friberg, who'd already got the information and was out on that bomb site, and then we saw that player, I think it must have been Allu, if I'm not mistaken, or Xizt, push through B-App slowly to get around there, allowing Fnatic to get time, you know, a good amount of time to rotate. And it didn't pay off in the Ninjas side, so back to pistols they will go, unfortunately for them, but Fnatic are really doing well now. They've been flawless so far once they've got these rifles in hand on this CT side, and now is the time for them to really bring that 6-round deficit back in their favour. Yeah, they'll know that they've dealt damage onto Forest, and now only 3 rounds between these 2 sides. Ninjas in pyjamas, they will buy up, but no AW pay for you today, Allu, mate. Not enough money, but he does have 24 frags, and I think it's safe to say that when he has had the opportunity to AWP, not just on this terrorist side, but mainly on the CT side, he really was a class above some of the rest of the Fnatic players and some of his teammates as well. But let's see whether he can find this form again going into this second half. I love it when teams do this. They go aggressive all the way up mid to surprise their opponents. NiP thought that was it. They thought they were done as soon as they killed pronax, but KRIMZ was there to back him up, and he sprayed them down, sent them all the way back to T-spawn. And NiP, to get control of this A bomb site, the guy at ramp has to basically run through hellfire, but GetRight is going to chime in from Palace as he sprays towards CT spawn, cannot get the frag, and Xizt in a 2 versus 1. This is his time to shine. He's not got the bomb, though. He's got a minute to play with, but he's fired off shots, just catching the shoulder of JW there. He takes down 1, 4 HP, though, and JW knows that he's low. Out goes the pop flash, and I think he wonders where that player is, but JW holds a really lovely angle there on the stairs even, and that will be double figures now for Fnatic. 12-10 the scoreline, and that was a really crazy round, and that's what I love about Fnatic. That's what makes them, in my opinion, the best team in the world, when they can do things like that. I mean, that's such confidence to push. I think it was pronax first up through mid, and then KRIMZ to come in as well. As you said, it caught NiP off guard, and he picked up 2 kills to start the round. And well, there we go. NiP's economy reset once again. Yeah, NiP, they've actually opted to biop armor and pistols. We've got 3 smokes, so most likely 1 smoke to CT spawn, 1 smoke towards connector, 1 smoke towards the top of steps. They've just got to wait for the smoke that the CT's put down towards A ramp before they actually execute properly. This is the interesting thing, that the bomb is actually outside of B, so we could see a fake head towards the A bomb site, 3 players rush straight in, try and force a rotation from the Fnatic players, and then at least brute force a bomb plant so that NiP get that extra $800 each going into the next round.
I have a feeling, though, that Fnatic won't let that game happen to them, though. I just got a feeling that these guys are just so confident in their play and their teammates on the other bomb sites that they're not just going to over-rotate, and we can see that they are holding strong at the second, despite the smokes coming out over towards A. Get right with a flash. He's completely missed the player next to him. Now he spots him, though. The bomb will make its way over towards this B bomb site still, though. But as you can say, as I suspected, Fnatic are holding strong. They were so confident in their teammates over towards A that they didn't move a single muscle over towards B, and they will be rewarded for it. No over-rotation from Fnatic. Consistent good play. They'll shut down the eco round, and they've taken, I believe, 5 rounds in a row now.
Well, they had no reason really to over-rotate, because JW just mowed down the incoming players, so the guys over towards B didn't have to rotate around and back up their teammates. But there we have it. Xizt on top of the bin. That's most likely the smoke heading straight towards the window room. Bomb has been left outside of B. It's not actually smoke towards window room. It's smoke towards catwalk, which has allowed allu to sneak up catwalk and shield himself towards that top left of mid from any potential players playing within window room. Xizt has gotten the lower mid control, dealt a bit of damage onto KRIMZ, and we could even see a boost in towards window room right now. Let's give it a bit of time and see what NiP have up their sleeves. I'll tell you what Forest has up his sleeve. A headshot straight onto pronax towards short.
He's been one of the standout players for Fnatic. For NiP even, sorry, so far. But that being said, JW's also been a standout player. 2 kills with the AWP. We wondered how on form he would be with it after not playing with it so far on Cobblestone, but he's gone back to his Dust 2 ways in fine fragging form. The double man advantage here for Fnatic. Allu and Get Right really getting shut out of this. Fnatic have got so much utility to work with, or they did at least. Now they've only got 1 Molotov to work with, but still, this is going to be very, very tricky for NiP.
I'd really like to see NiP sort of try and push either the A or B bomb site with a much, much higher tempo. At the moment, they're splitting and picking, trying to figure out exactly how their opponents are setting up, but they're losing their individual aim battles because they've lost so many rounds in a row. Their round loss bonus is pretty high at the moment, so they will most likely force things up again. But like I said, I want to see a change from NiP, up the tempo a little bit, maybe just YOLO it straight towards B with some smokes from the apartments outside.
They've got to force it up here in this situation. JW very close with the AWP. Will tag Forest and Xizt down with that HE grenade that he throws out, but flusha's there to clean up the situation over towards short by the looks of things. He's using the T-side AK-47 to his advantage, picking up 4 by the looks of things here. Will he be able to get the full ace? Maybe so. Allu's the last one there. JW with the AWP will take it for him, and flusha's like, what are you doing, mate? I wanted my ace. But well played by Fnatic. 7 rounds in a row. And this is the thing, as soon as they pick up rifles on that CT side, they've been absolutely unstoppable.
Yeah, not just the rifles, mate, but as soon as they start to build a bit of bank, they all have diffuse kits, the smokes start coming out that they use towards the start of rounds to lock off areas like A-ramp so that NiP can't do a fast strat against them, and the Molotovs as well, of course. So allu is just going to sneak straight through this smoke. He's only actually bought armor himself, so maybe he's going to push and try and get a bit of information, but JW has left Forest on 14 points of health. He's searching for more and finally finds Forest. flusha chimes in with one of his own off short as well. Allu gets decimated. And what can you do when you're playing against a JW as in form as he was there?
And one thing really is that Fnatic was so confident with shutting out NiP on that middle area, you know, with the smokes going in over towards window area and then Molotoving out connector so that Allu with his AWP on that CT side couldn't do damage. But NiP, in my opinion, have really been struggling at times to get that mid control. flusha from short, especially, and JW with the AWP as well, have been dealing a significant amount of damage there. And well, with 50 seconds left on the clock, Xizt finds himself the last one after life here in a 1 versus 4. This is pretty much the impossible dream, the impossible scenario for him to take. pronax will get the final grenade there. 8 rounds in a row for the world #1 team of Fnatic. And I mean, like I said, I don't see NiP winning Dust 2, and then they picked up a crazy eco round at 15-13 and dominated overtime. So you can never count this team out, but it is very much looking like the momentum has fully swung over to Fnatic now.
Allu, all eyes on connector. Don't think he's going to try and mess with JW in the window room. This is the problem now. JW is going to jump down towards underground, maybe even push towards the top of mid. He's changed towards connector, and he should be able to catch Allu first. Oh, he saw his feet, but he missed the shot. I think he may have even attempted the no-scope. But Fnatic falling back now, retreating, playing this a bit more passive. They're just waiting to get a bit more intel on where the T's very well may be. Bomb's still at mid, so this still could go to either of these 2 bomb sites.
It most certainly could. And all quiet on the western front as of so far. Pronax and Get-Right very, very close to each other indeed. The pop flash is going to come in to try and flash Pronax through there to get some information, but Get-Right will actually land the frag. Tank very low, but he gets the first kill, and flusha will respond. But they've not actually seen where the majority of these T players are going. It's over towards A. Xizt and his fellow comrades are trying to sell something over towards here, but will it work? We will see. We're back onto a 3-on-3, and this has really been a very mixed round, KRIMZ. It's just been back and forward.
What an important frag from allu, and an even more important one from f0rest to open up the A bomb site. flusha, he's got mad in his name, and judging by his fragging, he definitely is mad. He doesn't want to hand this round to NiP. But the problem is, he's heading towards B, and Xizt has actually given up on that bomb site. They're going to plant on A.
Yeah, 50-50 chance there. He didn't see anything coming through after finding that first player advancing onto the A bomb site. Hedged his bets on B and lost the gamble, unfortunately, there. So after plant position, he has been able to get a diffuse kit even there. allu not very low indeed, but as you would expect, it's planted for a ramp at the second. I think they may have heard him switch out a weapon there, so they should know where he's coming from. The clock is ticking. He's got a lot of work to do here. 2 players to find. Friberg sprays and just about lands the shot there, and they will confirm the round. So 14-13 the score. And as I said, KRIMZ, I mean, like, that was a really weird round tactically there from NiP, but it worked.
Well, I think allu did really, really well to get that opening frag towards mid. I think it was f0rest who actually pushed A ramp and managed to get 2 frags. At the end of the day, let's see what NiP can try and do differently. They definitely changed things around that last round. They upped the tempo a little bit, and that's really what I want to see from them. They've got the information now that a lot of the time towards the B bomb site, there is someone playing from the truck area, hence why they've decided to send allu towards B to try and find that entry frag. I believe it was Get-Right who found the entry frag in the last round towards B, but the problem was he just did not have enough backup to try and overpower it and take advantage of the fact that there was still someone rotating over to make amends. So, again, a map like Mirage, it really does come down to who can capitalize by getting those first 2 frags, which is why it's so tough when you're on the T side and you try to take mid control and you get mowed down by someone like JW just hiding in window.
Well, look at KRIMZ. I think he's misbought this AUG here, but he's got a lot of information because he's been able to push through over towards the A ramp area. JW starts things off though. That's f0rest down. He flashes his way out and perfect timing onto Friberg there. And this is the thing, you know, NiP have been held back with any positions that they want to advance through great incendiary work, great smoke work as well coming in from Fnatic, just knowing the perfect time to use these grenades. As we see pronax fire off a smoke grenade there just in front of him, but he does see the AWP barrel. As you say, Xizt is going to fall, as does allu, and now Get-Right in a 1 versus 4. KRIMZ, we know what damage this player can do, but I don't think it will be enough. 15-13, NiP have to repeat what we saw on Dust 2 to take this to overtime.
Yeah, they're on the verge of being dispatched by Fnatic after what looked to be a semi-decent first half on the more favoured CT side. They've got to put all their eggs in one basket here and spend pretty much all their money. But unfortunately, it's not buying them much, is it? Only pistols, only Get-Right with the Galil. And I hate to say it, but I can't see NiP getting anything out of this one.
Well, that's exactly what we said on Dust 2 in this exact same situation, 15-13 and NiP on an eco, and then they somehow managed to win it. KRIMZ still deciding to use that AUG, maybe trolling a bit now, but still no frags as of yet. Get-Right has pushed through, and he will be able to find a frag. No, he will not. JW manages to get him very quickly there before being flashed, and now it will be Xizt. The last one left alive. The AUG deals the last kill of the map. 16-13 is the score. Fnatic take it, and it was just that 8-round spree on the CT.